and all the suffering indigenous populations in the damnable zoological republic are set free. Chineke na nke pụrụ m ihe niile Chukwu okike abịa onye na-efe na aja aha nsọ ya mma mgbe niile. Onye ọbụla na ya na-achị eluigwe n'ụwa na-agba akaebe ịhụnanya gị na ebere gị amara gị n'ọmịiko gị ebe ndị gị na-eze ebede ngọzi. Anyị wee na-etoghị agbanyeghị atụmatụ ọjọọ niile nke ndị iro. Iwe nye anyị ndụ ala nke dị n'uwere n'ụbọchị nke taa. Anyị wee na-asị na ịja mma niile otu niile dịrị aha nsọ gị. Onye ọbụla anyị aka ike niile na ọbadịrị aka ya. Anyị wee na-akpọku gị na-asị gị na nke ọma anyị ga-ekele gị nke ọjọọ ma anyị kelee gị. Anyị wee na-aja gị mma wee na-eto gị wee na-asọpụrụ gị n'isi ụmụ gị niile bụ ndị ikwu ndị wee ezi oku mgbe a kpọrọ ha ka ha wee chekwaa ala nsọ gị bụ Biafra onye nwe m na Chineke na ihe n'ikpere anyị nkwa na o mekataghị ka ndị iro wee were ala nsọ Biafra onye nwe m na Chineke na nke bi n'igwe agbanyeghị atụmatụ ọjọọ niile nke ndị iro ma ndị na-agba mgbagba ebe niile dị iche iche onye nwe m na Chineke nna n'ihere bụ nke ndị dị etu a n'ụbọchị nke taa. Anyị wee na-eto gị wee na-asị onye nwe anyị na Chineke nna nke pụrụ m ihe niile onye ọbụla anyị a na-azọpụta onye ọ bụ naanị ya bụ okwu ya niile bụ ihe na amen. Anyị wee na-asị ezi ebube dị ngọzi na ọtụtụ na ịja mma na nsọpụrụ site n'ebighị ebi ma ruo n'ebighị ebi. Ise ise ise.
Welcome, my amazing viewers. Thank you so much for joining me on my program once again. I appreciate you wherever you're connecting from. If you have not subscribed to my channel, please kindly subscribe to my channel. Click the notification bell so that you'll be notified each time I upload a video. You will be among the first to receive it. Thank you so much and remain blessed. If you are joining me from Africa, Asia, Europe, America, Australia, Canada, wherever you are joining me from, more especially Biafra land, I thank you very much for your contribution. Please, each time you watch my video, share the video to all platforms. Share the video to even your WhatsApp group. Share it to family and friends so that they can know what is happening on the contraption called Nigeria. I am coming here on a daily basis to set the record straight. I'm not preaching a hate speech. I'm not talking about anybody. I am saying live and let's live. And for those who have said we will not live, the common enemy, the fulani janjaweed, who have said the indigenous people in the contraption culture called Nigeria will not live, they will not live either. We cannot try to paint the world and change it. We cannot try to be politically correct in this channel. We set the record straight. Say it the way it is. If you see something in your area, say something. Don't be silent. Don't allow them to change the narrative. If you allow them, they will not tell the story the way it's going to suit you. They are not going to tell the true story. They will always tell the story to their own advantage. That is why it is your own responsibility to put out there the story of what is happening in your area. Say it the way it is, without lying. Without trying to be politically correct, without trying to paint world or changing narrative. We can't do that. We set the record straight. That is what we're doing on this channel. Thank you so much for watching. Today, we're going to talk about the situation in the southeastern part of Nigeria. As you all know, today is Monday, another day of sit at home. For those who didn't know what sit at home is all about, sit at home is a civil disobedience that the Biafrans have adopted to demand for that which is right, mainly to demand for the unconditional release of Asorock, who was abducted and kidnapped from Kenya and renditioned to Nigeria. Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is very innocent, 100% innocent. There has never been any court in any part of the world that convicted Mazen Nnamdi Kanu of any crime. But Mazen Nnamdi Kanu was only speaking up for his own people, asking for self-determination for the Biafran people. This very request that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is making didn't come from the air. Self-determination is allowed by international law, allowed by African Charter law, and allowed by Nigerian law itself. But Nigeria cannot stand up to their own law. Nigeria has become a very lawless country. A lawless country. One of the reasons why we do not want to be part of that contraption called Nigeria. We want out of that contraption. So, today is Monday, a day that Biafrans have chosen to continue to sit at home until Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is released unconditionally. And in addition, every Biafran that is being held captivity in several jails and different kinds of jails will be released unconditionally. When we are asking for the freedom of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, we are asking for the freedom of Biafra and Biafrans. That is what it means. That is why we are sitting at home, asking for our freedom, demanding for the future of our children, the future of our unborn children, the future of the coming generation, to make sure they have a future. That is why we are sitting at home. The sit at home is not just for Mazen Nnamdi Kanu alone. The sit at home is not because we just want to cripple the economy. The sit at home didn't come from the blues. sit at home is being done because we have no one to speak for us in the southeastern region. There is nobody to make a case for the Biafrans. Even those who they have selected to represent the southeastern part of Nigeria, because they were not elected. These people whom the janjaweed have selected to represent the southeastern part of Nigeria, they are not representing the southeast, not even the south-south. The whole Biafra land. And when I'm talking about Biafra land, I mean the southeast and the present south-south with the lower Benue. The people that the janjaweed have selected to begin to represent these people, they are not representing the masses. They are not representing the masses. They are demonizing the masses and even go to the extent of inviting the bandits, inviting the terrorists who are in uniform to come and kill their own citizens. They boast about it. It's not a propaganda. They boast about it and they come on national television and they speak about it. Using the terrorists, the people they call repentant terrorists that they have given uniform, they push them to the southeastern part of Nigeria. Being invited by the governors call on them to come and kill their own citizens and make sure they impose the will of the caliphate on the people. The only crime Mazi Nnamdi Kanu committed was that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is asking for referendum. Referendum is something that is going to make the people take decision on what they want. A vote that people will cast. Every single person, every ordinary person will cast to decide where they want to belong and what is going to be their fate. That is what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was asking for. That is the only crime that he has committed that made them to go all the way to Kenya, damning all consequence, knowing fully well that they are committing international crime. They damn all the consequences, go to Kenya, kidnap Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and rendition him to Nigeria. As if that is not enough, on bringing him to Nigeria, they have refused to attend to his case. Each time they bring him to court, they adjourn the case. Each time they bring the court, they adjourn the case. It have even generated to the extent that they don't allow the lawyers to go into the court. They don't allow the lawyers to go to court. And the lawyers became helpless. They begin to shout and cry out and tell us the true condition of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Most of us have known right from the very first day they kidnapped Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, it has not been well with him. He has been tortured. It was only when the lawyers were prevented, when the crime have gone so far, the crime of the contract with Nigeria have become so wide and so open that they prevent lawyers from entering the court. That was when the lawyers came and tell us the true situation of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. That Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has been denied his freedom. We're not even sure if they feed him or not. They refuse Mazi Nnamdi Kanu from changing his clothes. They refuse Mazi Nnamdi Kanu from using his glasses. They refuse him from using his shower that he used to pray. They refuse Mazi Nnamdi Kanu from sleeping with a pillow. They refuse Mazi Nnamdi Kanu from seeing the sun. He only comes out 1 hour to see the sun. And some days they don't even bring him out. The lawyers came and told us all this. We have nobody to fight for us. The governors heard all this. They didn't do anything. Those who call themselves elites, those who call themselves traditional or whatever, they heard what was going on. They didn't see anything. We start embarking on sit at home. And they rose up. They said that we are disturbing the economy. They went and they went to Abuja to go and beg. To go and beg them to release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in Abuja. On reaching to Abuja, the man they went to beg, the imposter they went to beg told them that he's going to think about it. And they want us to drop that thing that we are doing that is working. Even when they cannot speak for us, they can't. They went to beg. They didn't go to speak for us, but they went to beg. We are asking for the unconditional release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And the only way the ordinary people can air their opinion and shout on top of their voice for the world to hear what is going on is by civil disobedience. That is why the Biafrans are embarking on civil disobedience today again. A sit at home. No man born of a woman can stop it except Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. The spirit of Biafra imposed this sit at home. What we are expecting the elders to come is to come and protest with the people. Elders should come and lead a protest. If you feel you are a respected elder in that country, you feel that you are elder, you feel that you are elite, you feel that your word matters, come out and protest with your people in Biafra land. Let Obi of Onitsha and Co, all the traditional leaders should come and lead a protest. Lead a protest. Demand for the unconditional of your son, who has not committed any offense. He didn't kidnap anybody to ask for ransom. He didn't kill anybody. He is asking for self-determination for his own people. The freedom of his own people because of the way they have been treated. Every one of them who is calling themselves elite, traditional, they know that the Biafrans are marginalized. It is not something hidden, it is open. Even the janjaweed admit it that we are marginalized. We are being treated like third-class citizens. How can a king all of a sudden accept the right of a slave? How can all of a sudden a king be treated as a slave and you expect to be silent We cannot allow our children to be facing that same thing. This 21st century, we will break that ban. And thank Chukwu Abiyama, who has given us Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is leading the charge to make sure that Biafrans are free. And we Biafrans are standing behind Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. That is why we cannot stop the sit at home until Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is being released unconditionally. It doesn't matter what anybody is saying. Today, it is obvious that the spirit of Biafra have taken charge of the whole control of everything. The only command we get today is the command that is coming through the spirit of Biafra. And through the prayer Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is making for you and I on daily basis. We know Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not just another leader. He's also our spiritual leader. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu pray for you and I 7 good times every day. And you think those prayers have a joke? They are not for joke. We had 150 days prayer with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. We started it before he was kidnapped. And he was still inside and we finished the prayer. All those prayers are what is guiding you and I today. Revealing things to us and making sure that we stand for that which is right. That is why every Biafran sit at home against all odds, against all attack, against even the members who claim to be with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, even members of IPOB, standing against the freedom of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. The Biafran people are saying no. They are still sitting at home. They refuse to come out. They are sitting at home until Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is being released. It is only Mazi Nnamdi Kanu that can end the sit at home. And when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is coming out, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is coming out with so many Biafrans who has been detained. These people who claim to be elders, who claim to be elites, who claim to be going for political solution. Today, Biafrans are killed in numbers. They are killed and maimed in numbers. So many of us are being shot at, killed, so many imprisoned. Nobody is speaking for us. Nobody is making a case for us. No single person is standing up for us. The only one person that is speaking for you and I, they are holding him bound. When we are speaking, they say we shouldn't speak. They talk about the economy. The economy they complain about, they are the same people destroying our economy. You see markets being burned, homes destroyed, properties destroyed, businesses destroyed in the southeastern part of Nigeria. In the southeastern part of Nigeria, every kilometer you see 2 or 3 checkpoints in 1 kilometer, extorting money. What are they doing? Are they not destroying the economy? No elite is talking about that. Nobody is saying that. But when we want to air our opinion to do that thing that concerns us to make us free, civil disobedience, they come out and begin to shout that we are destroying the economy. Economy that they themselves have sworn that it will never grow. Economy that people are building on their own. Every single person in Biafra land, every Biafran is struggling on their own to provide everything they need. They provide their shelter. They provide the road for themselves. They provide anything they need. Everything they provide for themselves. Medicare, Biafrans provide for themselves. The government have no plan for Biafra. There is no federal government present in Biafra land. Not even one. Not even one. And when we stand up to air our opinion, since there is nobody speaking for us, that is why we are sitting at home to air our opinion. And somebody will talk us down and tell us not to sit at home. We will continue to sit at home until the symbol of justice, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, is released unconditionally, because he has not committed any crime. Some will come and begin to cajole and begin to paddle all manner of propaganda and telling us they will give him amnesty. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has not committed any crime to warrant any amnesty. What we are asking is to release him unconditionally. But if using that language, amnesty, is what you are going to use to release him, all we want is the freedom of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Release him to us. Release our leader. Release our leader. It doesn't matter the language you attach to it. All we want is the freedom of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. The unconditional release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is what we are asking for. That is what we are asking for. And nothing can stop it. We will continue to pursue the freedom of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and go after it until Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is free. Until Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is free. There is nothing anybody can do about it. There is nothing anybody can do about it. We will continue to struggle, continue to call for the freedom of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu until he's been released unconditionally. And we can never stop the sit at home. No man can stop it. The spirit of Biafra imposed it on us, have given us that will and zeal and strength to continue to back on the sit at home. And Biafrans know the right thing to do. They know what is good for them. No man will come from one corner or the other and begin to impose what on us. You can't change who we are. You can't change us. We are fighting a struggle and we will continue. It doesn't matter what anybody says. It doesn't matter what anybody does. We will continue until Biafra comes. Until Biafra comes, we will continue to demand for that which is ours. We continue to make demand. You see all manner of propaganda they are pushing. They have pushed propaganda to the extent that some Biafrans are even confused. But I'm so sorry for those who are not confused, who are confused. I am sorry for the Biafrans who are confused, because these Biafrans who are confused are not listening to Mazen Nnamdi messages. The people who are confused are those people who don't listen to the message of Mazen Nnamdi, even though they claim to be close to him, even though they claim to be eating with him, even though some of them claim to have started the struggle with him. They don't listen to him. They don't watch his videos. Each time you see him broadcasting, they just take it as a play. Go back and begin to listen to the message of Mazen Nnamdi. You will see the answer to every single question that people are asking today. The answers are there. I saw a new propaganda they are projecting. Some people talking about Idu Republic or Idu whatever they are talking about. I don't know why people cannot follow what matters. In a critical condition, in a time when we are talking about the freedom of our Swing Mazen Nnamdi, you are busy talking about Idu this and Idu that, causing confusion everywhere. Some people whom you think they are sensible, they will allow the enemy to use them. Even when Mazen Nnamdi has said it several times that he is standing for Biafra, Mazen Nnamdi has said in most of his broadcasts that even the reason why some people don't agree with Mazen Nnamdi is because they were telling him to drop that name Biafra. The reason why some people don't agree with Mazen Nnamdi, so many people who claim to be fighting for freedom, some of them do not agree with Mazen Nnamdi because of the name Biafra. And Mazen Nnamdi has made it open in most of the broadcasts that that name Biafra has a significance. It is a country that have existed before, and so many people have died because of that name that he will not drop it. Now you that call yourself a follower of Mazen Nnamdi all of a sudden will wake up and begin to preach something different from what Mazen Nnamdi stand for. And still yet you say you are following Mazen Nnamdi. Why are you getting distracted? Why are you getting distracted due to emotion? Some of them because of pressure from our angle, attack from east, west, north, and south. You begin to use a language of the janjaweed. Because attack from your fellow Biafrans, instead of you concentrating and praying along the Mazen Nnamdi, remain whom you are, you begin to get distracted. Now it is clear, you can see how strong Mazen Nnamdi is. Upon every attack, every confusion from all corners, Mazen Nnamdi have remained consistent from day one. He wants Biafra, and Biafra he wants. What kind of Biafra do Mazen Nnamdi want? Mazen Nnamdi want a Biafra that comprises the old southeastern region, that is the present southeast and southern, and the lower Benue. Everywhere the women are tying 2 pieces of wrapper. That is where Mazen Nnamdi is fighting for. Mazen Nnamdi is not fighting for tribe. He's not fighting for any name. He's not fighting for any language. He's not fighting for any tribe. He's not fighting for any religion. He is fighting for Biafran people. And that name Biafra has united us. A country that was existing before fought a war 3 good years. People died. Igbos died. Efik died. Ijo died. Calabar died. Some people in Delta State died. Every tribe in Biafra land lost somebody in Biafra war. Everybody lost somebody in Biafra war. And it is that name that unites every one of us. All of a sudden, somebody will wake up and begin to introduce something that doesn't matter. At a critical time, when the symbol of justice, that man whom we are using as a standard to get our freedom, the man is in captivity in the hand of DSS. We are talking about how to free him. You are busy debating about name, this name and that name. And those ones who have no job, capitalize on it, they begin to use that very name, that Idu is that propaganda. They now channel it to our brother Simon Ekpa. Some of them begin to attach it to Simon Ekpa, that Simon Ekpa was talking about Idu Republic. Simon Ekpa have never ever done that in his program, in his broadcast. Simon Ekpa have never ever advocated for any Idu country or Idu whatever you call it. These are things that we know. Simon Ekpa has never ever advocated for it. Even in his broadcast, he has spoken about it. He said he doesn't have anything to do with it. He is fighting for Biafra. That same Biafra that Mazen Nnamdi is speaking about is what he's standing for. Until Mazen Nnamdi comes out, if there is any change from him, it will come. But Mazen Nnamdi that I know stands on his word. He has given reasons so many times why that name Biafra must be respected and used. People have died in that very name called Biafra. It is a country that has existed for a very long time. People have died from all tribes. People have died because of that name. From all tribes. Every tribe in Biafra land lost people because of that very name. It is a name that unites every one of us. And all of a sudden, you see people pushing propaganda. They say it is Simon Ekpa that is pushing it. How is it Simon Ekpa? Have Simon Ekpa spoken everything about he doing his program? Have you had any? If you claim you have had any, bring the video and show us a video where Simon was preaching about Idu. He has never said that. He has never ever. Simon have always stood for Biafra, talking for Biafra people, the freedom of Biafra. That same Biafra that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was speaking for. But because of your wickedness, because of your evil heart, you want to deceive the gullible and begin to push out information that doesn't have barrier. Information that doesn't, this is how evil people have become. This is how evil people have become. Instead of you fighting for freedom from the caliphate, fighting for freedom from the janjaweed, focus on the, carry your blackmail and everything, focus on the janjaweed to get your freedom. You won't. You are focusing on your brother who is doing something meaningful to make sure that you regain your freedom. Your brother who is hitting the heart of the janjaweed, making a expose that is touching their heart. Instead of you encouraging him or supporting him, you are busy demonizing him, distracting him from all corners. But I thank Chukwu Kabiama for the strength and power that he has given that young man, Simon Ekpa. I thank Chukwu Kabiama for the strength that he has given Simon Ekpa in what he's doing. Regardless all the attack or confrontation, he has always been conqueror. He has always conquered all. I have never seen him fighting anybody. He's not fighting against anybody. Neither is he preaching against anybody. He is preaching the message of freedom, fighting for the freedom of Biafran people. That is what he's fighting for. The same thing Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was doing, fighting for the freedom of Biafran people, not for region, not for area, not for tribe, not for religion. Freedom of Biafran people. That is what we are fighting for. Some of you have left fighting for freedom of Biafran people. You are now fighting for freedom of your own community. You are fighting for freedom of your friends. You are fighting freedom of your colleague. You are fighting for freedom of your clique. Some of you are fighting for freedom of your religion. It is so sad. And these are people who claim, if you go to their page, you see they're using the picture of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. They paste the picture of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu everywhere. But look at their attitude, what they do on their page and what they say. It doesn't have anything to do with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu that I know is a truthful man. That is why each time he broadcasts, he will tell you that I am as white as water and snow. And he extended it to IPOB. IPOB is supposed to be as white as snow. But it's obvious now. The only white that was covering IPOB is the one that is in DSS now. The only white that is covering IPOB is in DSS today. The reason why we must have to sit at home and continue to cry. If we can cry, cry. If you can shout, shout. Anything you can do. No stone should be left untouched. Every stone should be turned so that we can retrieve that white as water and snow in the DSS. Because the freedom of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is the freedom of every Biafran. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has not committed any crime. Don't be distracted. It doesn't matter what people are saying. The janjaweed are pushing a lot of attack. A lot of attack. Even they will push attack from your own friend. They will push attack from your family, from your own brother, from your best friend. They will push attack. Don't shake. And don't be carried away with emotion. Don't be carried away with emotion. And you begin to push a different agenda from the freedom you're supposed to fight for. We are fighting for collective interest of the whole Biafra. Not collective interest not for the interest of a clique. Not for the interest of a cabal. Not for the interest of a tribe or a religion. We are fighting for collective interest of every Biafran. That is the fight we are embarking on. Don't forget that. And in extension, collective interest of every indigenous tribe in the contraption called Nigeria. That is what we are fighting for. That every tribe must be free. Indigenous tribes in Nigeria must be free. The only tribe that is giving headache and causing all this problem are foreigners, the Fulanis. The Fulani from Futajelon, they are the one that came with their terrorists and everything to come and subjugate and make sure that we don't see rule. Are we going to allow them? We cannot allow them. We can't allow them. It is not as if they are smart. They are not smarter than we are. But the only thing is that we allow our greed, envy, jealousy to cover our eyes. Even when people see the truth, they know this is the truth, they still want somebody to begin to push them to do what is right. You know what is right to do. Instead of you doing it, you are still waiting for somebody to push you to do it. Every propaganda that you see that Biafrans are pushing against their fellow Biafrans, the lies are so open that you don't even need a prophet to tell you that what they're telling is a lie. The lies they are pushing against each other, go and check the lies these people are pushing against their fellow Biafrans. It is very plain and clear. You don't need glasses to look at it and know that these people are lying. But yet, you still see some people going to their pages to go and support, to say carry on and what not. see some people, their groups calling in on their programs. People who don't know their left and right, even on the normal stage, people who cannot come on a normal stage to stand before you just because of the struggle, you see them talking rubbish. Most of these idiots that are fighting against our brother Simon Ekpa, saying evil against him, some of them on a neutral ground on a normal stage, they can't face him in any angle. Education-wise, health-wise, strength-wise, anything you can call it, they can't be able to face him. They can't be able to face him. But this is somebody who has come up to add his own quota to the struggle. Instead of you also adding your own quota, you are busy demonizing your own brother. You see some of them, when you go to your page, they begin to attack your page. Either they attack your YouTube page or they attack your Facebook page. Or when we talk attack, it's not even an attack from Facebook themselves. The attack is coming from your own people, your own fellow Biafrans, who supposedly you are fighting for. You are fighting the same cause for. They now focus their attention on you. But look at the janjaweed. Janjaweed are making a case for their own brothers. Even their brothers that they know that they are killers. The Fulanis, their own brothers that they know they are killers. They are terrorists that they know that these terrorists are killers. They have killed people. They have abducted people. They are still collecting ransom. And they are still kidnapped even as we are talking. But you see them busy protecting their own people. You never see them make their own people a topic. How many Fulanis do you see online discussing about the terrorists, Fulani terrorists? How many Fulanis do you see online discussing about Fulani terrorists and their bandits? How many Fulanis? How many Fulanis do you see online discussing about their terrorists that the whole world know that they are terrorists? Recently, you saw Sheikh Gumi. Sheikh Gumi has come back again to begin to make case for the terrorists because a court in Abuja have given the federal government order to call bandits terrorists. That is what they are. The whole world knows they are terrorists. A judge have passed judgment that these people are terrorists and they should be called terrorists. Sheikh Gumi has come out again and begin to say, don't call them terrorists. You don't have to call them terrorists. That after all, they have not caused much terror. Just imagine. Just imagine what somebody is doing. He is protecting his own people. That they have not caused much terror as people are talking. They are just kidnapping. They have not burnt her. They have not done this. They have not done that. Protecting them. That they shouldn't call them terrorists. If they call them terrorists, that means he will go after them and begin to kill them. Protecting them. He's not even shy about it. In the open, in their national television, making case for the bandits. But in the southeast, in the southeast, it is our own governor, our own people that came and proscribed IPOB. IPOB that never killed anybody. IPOB have never kidnapped anybody for ransom. IPOB were holding out their flag, asking for something that is in the law of Nigeria, self-determination. Yet, the southeastern governors came together, agreed within themselves, and proscribed IPOB. You saw Sheikh Gumi saying that calling bandits terrorists will make people make them to be killed. You are calling the military to kill them. That is what Sheikh Gumi. He doesn't want the terrorists themselves. That he said don't call them terrorists because you call them terrorists, the military is going to go after them. But in the southeastern part of Nigeria, they themselves call their own children that are innocent, who has not killed anybody. They call them terrorists. And they still on it, go after them. They didn't only call them terrorists, they invite the military to begin to bomb their people and kill their people on a daily basis. It is happening, even as we are speaking, they are still killing people in the southeastern part of Nigeria, bombing houses. But in the north, they are protecting their own. Sheikh Gumi making case for terrorists openly in national television. You know, when I saw people, some of you might think it's a joke. I am going to play the video for you. The latest defense of Sheikh Gumi. Latest defense of Sheikh Gumi after a judge have pronounced bandits terrorists. Watch.
It has an etiology. It has a reason why it became. And you cannot cure it without looking into the causes and treating the underlying cause of the banditry. You cannot suppress it. You have to deal with the cause. Otherwise, it will metamorphose into something else. We have seen that with Boko Haram, specifically, when their leaders were shot. Then they took off arms, instead of broken peace with them, which many, even former head of state, did that. We recalcitrantly followed, fighting them, killing them, and now it's 12 years. We are yet to finish them, and they are still causing havoc. Just recently, they killed a brigadier. So I don't want that same experience in Northeast to happen in Northwest again. Because when you are talking about the herdsmen, bandits, they have their grievances, they lost their cattle, extortion, killings, lynching, profiling, they all complain about that. Now if you term them as terrorists and they merge with the Boko Haram, because they say birds of the same feathers flock together, if we call them like that and they hear, then it will be a big problem for them, and it will put an impetus to Boko Haram in the Northeast, because they share the same destiny. Telling somebody is a terrorist means you are stripping him of citizenship, you are condemning him to death on sight. You don't give him a fair trial. That is a terrorist. And if you treat them like this, I think instead of having the problem cured, it's going to compound it, because they have not really started that real terrorism, like destroying power lines, destroying like they did in Boko Haram did in Maiduguri. Since January there's no light. They have not started attacking railways, attacking people in market. They have not started doing that. Now we are pushing them. We people naively are pushing them because of their yes, rejection. I reject criminality and I don't justify criminality at all. But you see, you have to minimize it using your psyche, using psychology. But if we say we follow the whims of politicians, then they are going to destroy this country. So we don't want to push them into that terror beyond what they are doing now, because yes, it can get worse. That is when they start attacking towns, destroying infrastructure and other things like that. This is what we don't want, and they have shown us their willingness to negotiate. So people that are ready to negotiate, why are you rushing to just declare them bandits so that you can use whatever weapons you bought? I think it's not moral, it's very unethical of us to pursue that line. No, it will make it worse. Worse in the sense that now they can ally themselves with Boko Haram because they're all in the same book. Before they used to catch Boko Haram and present them to the authorities in Zamfara. But now if they're all terrorists, secondly, the only door that remains, that is we clergy to go in and negotiate with them, is closed now permanently, because I will not take myself again to contact them, because it means you are aiding terrorists. So you see, the government has for itself closed the only door of confidence they have. Because they have confidence in us, we can gather them all, we can speak with them. Now we have to desert them. In fact, no way we speak with them until when they are not declared as terrorists, you know. So yeah, the government is closing a door of negotiating. This is what we are saying. Profiling is wrong. Generalization is always wrong. In fact, just 2 days ago, somebody told me a boss came to Kaduna here. A young man came down and he was immediately arrested by the security agents, just like that, on site, because he looks like a herdsman. And this is happening everywhere. In front of me, it has happened. And this is wrong. And these are part of the agitation. They've said it. They told us this is part of our agitations. We are arbitrarily arrested and sometimes even killed extrajudicially. I think until when we address this injustice, I don't see future in having peaceful resolution to this conflict. The solution is engagement. Engagement, engage them, address their grievances, make them feel belonging to the nation, bring them out of the den of their criminality by dislodging them. How do you dislodge them? Easily. Just give their children, their women, their distant employment, teach them, educate them. They will leave the forest. But we have done nothing of that. Only that some few governors have tried doing some amnesty, in quotation, by giving them some few money for some rifles they give. This is not enough. There has to be a program of rehabilitation, a program of reconciliation with the different villages and tribes that have been at war with. and there has to be reparation of those victims. You see, on both sides. If government is actively involved in this, I think we'll have sanity. Just like what we have relative peace in the south, south with the Niger militants.
This is the situation. You see the difference? You see the difference between those you have elected. That's why I tell you that we don't have representation anywhere. Not just the south, the southern part of Nigeria has no representation. The same thing is happening in Oduduwa land. The same thing is happening in Oduduwa land. The same thing is happening in the Middle Belt. But that of the southeast is worse. Because sometimes you see, we have not seen this southwest yet coming openly to endorse military to shoot their people. But in the southeast, that is where you see people like Dave Umahi and Hopus of the Man. They come up openly and boast of inviting military to kill their own people. They don't just boast about it, they do it openly. They do it openly. People that you are supposed to protect. But here is a bandit protecting his own people. People, bandits that you and I know that they have killed. They have even shot a military jet down. A military jet, bandits shot it down. They went ahead to kill the chief of army staff. They shot the plane down. Chief of army staff died in the course. Up to today, somebody is still making a case for them. The military didn't even admit that it was the terrorists that shot them down. They didn't admit. You heard when information came that they went to retrieve the anti-aircraft missile that they have. This is what is going on. But in Biafra land, have they retrieved any AK-47 from anybody? The only security outfit that our Senior Mazman have formed is to fight terrorists. This same terrorists, this same bandit that we're talking about. When we are asking for protection, they couldn't protect us. They couldn't do anything. The governors and so-called elite couldn't protect the southeastern people. Mazin Nanekan cried and cried, called them to form a security outfit. Mazin Nanekan went ahead and formed security outfit ESN. And ESN duty are in the bush. They are in the bush. From the very first day that we are formed up to today, they are still in the bush fighting against the terrorists. They have never come to the city. Not even once. They have never come to the city. Their duty is in the bushes. It is this same ESN who is protecting the people that the military are going after to go and kill, distracting them from their duties. The governors invited, even when governors cannot protect their people, Mazin Nanekan set up that security outfit to protect the people. The governors say no, we cannot be protected. They took away our defense, taking away everything. Not only taking away the defense, they invite military with aircraft again, as if a civil war, to remind us what the civil war is all about. That language that they say they will teach us the language we understand. When Buhari made that statement, the people that carried out that statement were the governors in the southeast. Buhari said he's going to teach us the language, he's going to speak to us in language we understand. Language of war, genocide, and destruction. And then it was the governors in the southeast that was speaking that language to us. They were the people that were used to speak that language directly to every Biafran. And you think it's okay. These are the reasons why we have to sit at home. These are the reasons we have to sit at home. We don't have any representation anywhere. Biafrans has no representation in any place in Nigeria. We have no, not even a third-class citizen. You're not a third-class citizen. You are not part of Nigeria. That is why when they were giving their security briefing and security guideline, they didn't include the southeast. They didn't include the southeast and south-south. The present southeast and south. The Biafran land, they didn't include them in their security guideline. They didn't include us. All they want is to put bars everywhere to destroy that very area and make sure that we don't strike. This is why everybody in Biafra land has to embark on sit at home. If you are a Biafran and you're living in the southern part of Nigeria, no matter where you live, even in Lagos, you have to join. It is time for everybody to join. It is time for everybody to join. You think our abduction is only happening in the southeast? The abduction is not only in the southeast, they abduct Biafrans even in Lagos. They abduct Biafrans everywhere in all the states. They abduct Biafrans. Merely seeing your name, bearing that Biafran name, you are a Biafran, they are going to abduct you. This is why we have to start, continue sitting at home before it is too late. Continue sitting at home until the symbol of justice, Mazin Nanekan, is being released, along with all the Biafrans that are in jail. Other Biafrans, members of IPOB, some of them have been there for a very long time. You saw the ones that were released recently, 15 good years for doing nothing. This is the reason why we have to continue to embark on sit at home. If you don't go on sit at home, if you don't go on the civil disobedience, you are equally selling our Sudan Mazin Nanekan. If you refuse to embark on that civil disobedience, you are selling the Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And those who say they are going for political solution, whatever, let them continue to go on their political solution. Let them continue on that path until we see result. When Mazi Nnamdi Kanu comes out, he is going to stop the civil disobedience. Until Mazi Nnamdi Kanu comes out, nobody can stop the civil disobedience. We are going to be working individually to see that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is being released unconditionally, regardless of what anybody. Don't wait for command from anybody. Chukwu Okuka Abiama is giving the command by himself. Through your heart, listen to your heart as a Biafran. You will know what to do. You will know what to do. We must continue. It doesn't matter what they do. It doesn't matter what they say. They will kill us. We will kill them. At the end of the day, Biafra is here. May Chukwu Okuka Abiama guide and protect every Biafra wherever you are. May Chukwu Okuka Abiama continue to protect you. May Chukwu Okuka Abiama guide and protect every Oduduwa member. May Chukwu Okuka Abiama guide and protect every Middle Beltan, every indigenous tribe in the country of Nigeria that is sincerely fighting for justice. May Chukwu Okuka Abiama protect you. May Chukwu Okuka Abiama guide and protect the Biafrans. Save Biafrans who are under siege. Biafrans whom they are killing at this moment. May Chukwu Okuka Abiama go and rescue them. May Chukwu Okuka Abiama keep Biafrans safe. May Chukwu Okuka Abiama guide and protect our son Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Secure him. Send doctors to go and treat Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Let spiritual doctors sent by Chukwu Okuka Abiama keep him stable. No evil plan against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will prosper. No evil fashion against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will prosper. He will come out hale and hearty very soon. Very soon, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will join us. It doesn't matter what they do. They will kill us. We will kill them. At the end of the day, Biafra is here. Thank you so much for watching wherever you are watching from. And remember guys, bye-bye. See you again on the next video. I want to fight more, and there is no going back.
O Mary Wonindizu Wonioya Abakare Mama Daora Kuna Pori Mary Nnamdi win the war. Python that's one, Python that's two. Now Python that's a three. Kuna Pori Mary Nnamdi win the war. Python that's one, Python that's two. Now Python that's a three. Kuna Pori Mary Nnamdi bu onye du aimo. O Mary Wonindizu Wonioya Abakare Mama Daora Kuna Pori Mary Nnamdi win the war. Python that's one, Python that's two. Now Python that's a three. Kuna Pori Mary Nnamdi win the war. Python that's one, Python that's two. Now Python that's a three. Kuna Pori Mary Nnamdi.